that only women can menstruate. Okay, can men get their period? Can you help my audience? Can men get their period?
What's up, y'all? Welcome back, man. Thank you so much for clicking the video on the channel. I appreciate it. All right. So I did a short where Candace Owens and Mark Lamont Hill were having a conversation, and they was talking about whether or not a man can get pregnant. And Mark Lamont Hill, he had I was gonna say he had a difficult time answering the question, because he didn't have a difficult time. The brother just said, yes, they can. And I'm like, well, how in the hell? He said, if they're trans, man, then they can still get pregnant. And she said, what? That makes no sense. I mean, that would mean they're a woman. He said, no, they're trans man. At any rate, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I found the full debate between them, and I want to see the whole thing. I want to see if I can, if there's more context to this. So hopefully y'all can check it out with me. Let's have a conversation afterward, and let's get to it.
All kinds of examples of people who have complicated gender performances and complicated understandings of gender, and how we perform gender can be different. But I guess my question for you would be, why, if someone identifies as, particularly in a, someone who you engage with, say it's a colleague at work or whomever, a family member, whomever, if they say, look, I prefer to be called she and her, and I no longer want to be identified by this name, why not just honor that?
If you changed your name, I will honor it.
But why not? I mean, I'm sure you call people by nicknames, dog. I'm sure you grew up in a black neighborhood, right? People, I know you know somebody named Peanut, right?
Yeah.
Right. You don't say, well, that's not your legal name. Your mama named you Joe. I'm gonna call you Joe.
No, I'm saying if a name is one thing, but if you're asking me to change pronouns, I'm not going to do that, because these are established pronouns. You're asking me to now change the English language, right? We know why we call female she, her, girl, woman. Okay, these are words that have meanings. These are words that have meanings. So this is a book. Right? So could you call this is a book and this is a mug? Could you call this a book and call this a mug? Yes, you could do that if you want to change it, but words have meanings, right? So now if I switch it and you say, well, this mug wants to be called a book, it's a mug. It's just a mug. This is the word we've established for mugs. This is the word we've established for books. So you're asking me to change the actual meaning of words to accommodate you. I'm not going to do that.
No,
I'm not going to do that. It is, because not only is it a request, you can now get in trouble in certain states.
I'm saying that's not
for misgendering someone.
The request of the trans community is not that I'm actually a man, but I want you to pretend I'm a woman. The argument of the trans community, which I agree with, is no, I am a woman, and so I want you to revert me.
But you're not a woman.
But they're not a woman. They're not a woman. That's the issue. But I'm sorry. I digress. Let's go. I'll talk a little later, because when I start talking, I can go.
Agree with is no, I am a woman, and so I want you to revert me.
But you're not a woman. So that's the problem. So this is what I say is now you've asked me to take on your mental disorder, right? So I am okay with the fact the argument from my uncle, who thinks he's a Native American from a certain tribe, is that this is what he thinks. He thinks, but he's not. Okay, so I'm not, then to say to me that argument is valid because he thinks it, no. Just because you think something doesn't make it real, okay?
But that's exactly what gender is. Gender is exactly about an experience and a performance and a social construct.
It's not a social construct. Stop saying a social construct. To say that words don't have meaning and they're socially constructed means nothing, and I'll tell you why.
They are.
But you say that, but then
This wasn't always a book. This could be called mug.
So then you know what it is? Our entire discussion about Black America meant nothing. There's no such thing as racial injustice. See what I did there? Because Black is a social construct.
Yeah, but we live in a social reality. So within that social reality...
It can't be both, Mark. So you either think that the gender wage gap is BS, that feminism is wrong, and that racial disparities are all BS because everything's a social construct. You're either going to go full postmodernist and say nothing is real and it's all made up, or you're going to acknowledge that there are some hard, concrete truths. If there are hard, concrete truths, you and I are Black, okay? That's not going to change because we wake up and we decide, you know what, today I'm white and it's just how I feel, and today I'm Chinese. No. You and I are Black, okay?
Didn't that happen with Rachel Dolezal? Some lady, white lady, decided that she was Black. She said, from here on out, I'm Black. That's what I am. I'm Black. And she was white as snow. And that came back to bite her, and she lost her entire career over that. But that was before our social reality, as Mark Lamont Hill says, was as bad as it is today. Because now, I guess people would accept that if someone says, you know what, today, I'm white. Yeah, I feel white.
You know what? Today I'm white and it's just how I feel. And today I'm Chinese. No. You and I are black, okay? We are acknowledged as black people. We're sitting down as black people. I am a woman. You are a man, okay? Now, if I want to wake up tomorrow and say I'm a man, you want to say you're a woman and we want to play the crazy game, we can do that. To then say all of society now is to pretend that it was all a social, no, it was a social contract. You were born a male. I was born a female.
Yes, that's a sex.
We are black. Okay, it's a color though. Black is it's a word that we use to say a sex. Female is a word that we use that has a meaning.
Yeah,
it means you are born with a vagina. You can have children. You have a uterus. When you are a male, you are born with a penis. You get a woman pregnant. These words have real meanings. We cannot suddenly get into society where there are no truths.
So to acknowledge a social construct does not mean that we ignore biology, and it doesn't mean that we don't have.
Can men get pregnant?
Depends.
See, that's that stuff I'm talking about, bruh. Oh man, now y'all not. See, I'm not gonna start yet. I'll start in a minute.
I know.
What does it depend on?
I know trans men that can get pregnant.
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get
that's
pregnant.
a circular argument. That's
it's not a
begging the
circular
question.
argument.
Yeah.
It's proving my thing. There is a truth, a concrete truth. You have to be born with a uterus to have a baby. Only women can get pregnant. The fact that we've arrived in a society where
Right, that's the part I'm disagreeing with. That's the part I'm disagreeing with.
There's nothing to disagree with it. These are facts. So you can say that this person who is pregnant identifies as a man. That person was born a woman. I can tell you that every single time because only women can have sex because there are concrete truths about life.
Have babies.
Can have babies, pardon. And that is a hard truth about life. You cannot make that go away because you want to call a man, somebody who has a beard and dresses like a dude a woman. Only if it's pregnant, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's a woman.
So I'll give you, let's go back to.
Now. On the same side, like if Mark Lamont Hill can tell me that a man who now identifies as a woman can have a baby, then you know what, brother? I will say it's yours. You got it. You know what I mean? It's yours. Your argument, you've proven me wrong because this man who was born a man with penis and balls, gonads, whatever y'all want to call them, a sack of some, whatever you want to call it. If you can tell me that this guy became a woman, he transitioned to a woman, and he could have a baby, then I'd be like, if it's okay, if you can prove that, then hey, I'm with y'all now. It's no longer a crazy thought. It's no longer a crazy thought. It's reality at this point. But until then, nah, I ain't rolling.
It's a social construct thing, because then it'll answer the thing you just said. I'm not ignoring what you just said. I want to tie it together. So the idea of, my point was that a social construct doesn't ignore physical realities, right? The social construct is about how we as a society make sense of those physical realities, right? So for example, you said we're black. Sure, right? I'm trying to think of, you pick a light-skinned black person, right? They're black, right? We'd agree on that. Mm-hmm. Now let's go to the Dominican Republic. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the PR. Let's go to Puerto Rico. Let's go to Jordan. Let's go to Iraq. Let's go to Sudan. Let's go to Ghana, right? And let's go to South Africa. I'm picking these places very specifically because they have different racial logics and racial paradigms. And what it means to be black here, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a universal blackness, right? That if in Dominican, there might be 5 different other racial categories.
Bruh. You know what the hell she's saying. You are trying to reach. You're trying to create a gumbo out of all the mess you have now. I got a little bit of sauces left, a little bit of vegetables. I got a little bit of pasta. I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I got to make something real quick so I won't come off sound like an idiot. Dude, you bought into a narrative because it's lucrative to where your lane is right now. Just say that. All of my friends believe in this. And if I'm on this show talking to you and I don't rep them properly, then I can lose friendship, business deals, and many other things. So just call a thing a thing, bro. You BSing right now. Okay, now I'm gonna get back to
blackness. Right? That if in Dominican, there might be 5 different other racial categories, right? And there are some light-skinned black folk here who, when they go to Ghana, get basically seen as white, right? Because of how we socially construct it. Doesn't mean my biology changed. Doesn't mean my physical reality changed, but how society engages this stuff is what makes it a social construct. So similarly, when it comes so I'm not ignoring the realities of race. So with race and racism in America, and then I'm going to take it back to the gender thing. When it comes to race and racism in America, it's, yes, biologically we're all the same, right? Black people, white people, there's an infinitesimal difference between a black person and a white person in terms of our genetics, right? This is superficial stuff. But that's a biological reality, right? It's a biological fact, right? Just like it's biologically true as me being born with a penis, right? But the truth is, but the idea that there's social meanings attached to that blackness that make people fear me, or that make people think that that person's life is worth more because they're white or whatever. Those are social meanings that are arbitrary and different. So to acknowledge social constructs doesn't mean you ignore biological realities.
But you just did that when you said that men could give birth.
So similarly, what I'm saying is that I'm not denying the biological reality of maleness, of the genitalia we're assigned at birth and what we can do with those body parts. I'm not denying that. That's a biological reality. Again, the social meaning I'm attaching to it is what I'm saying is more complicated.
But it's not complicated. Can men give birth?
It's not complicated, bro. It's not complicated, man. You're making it complicated because of how you feel about where the world is right now and how you feel about social constructs. But it's not complicated at all, man. You can answer this extremely easily. I know I can.
Sometimes. That's my answer. Yes.
And
No.
the answer that is crazy. And this
no,
is we
bruh.
cannot. It's just crazy. We cannot allow this to happen.
But you wouldn't say the
There
definition of
are
being a woman is the
truths.
ability to give birth.
And I'm not saying it, but only women can give birth is a factually true statement. Only women can give birth. There's only one type of human being
Only
that
people
can
with
give birth.
uteruses and vaginas
Yes,
and
can
stuff
give
can
birth.
give birth.
Only women can give birth.
I'm not
Men
disagreeing
cannot
with
give
that.
birth.
Here's what I think we're talking past each other. What I'm saying is, I'm not disputing the fact that certain body parts yield certain kinds of possibilities, right? What I'm disagreeing with is the idea that that is the measure of whether or not you're a man or a woman in society.
Okay, but it is now come to a point where if you say that only women can give birth, you are called a bigot. That is crazy. That's nuts. If you say, like J.K. Rowling did when she got canceled by the Harry Potter cast, that only women can menstruate. Okay, can men get their period? Can you help my audience? Can men get their period?
Now, when this brother, like this part right here, kills me, man. The fact that we can be extremely intelligent. This dude, I think he went to Harvard or Yale or something like that. He's not dumb. He's not dumb. So the fact that he's going out of his way to agree with the stuff that he agrees with, that's what blows my mind, man. It's like, why? Why? Listen to this, man. I mean, listen to the question that she asked him and how he answers it. Blows my mind, man. And I heard this one little piece right here off of the short I did.
If you say, like J.K. Rowling did when she got canceled by the Harry Potter cast, that only women can menstruate, okay? Can men get their period? Can you help my audience? Can men get their period?
Some can.
Okay.
Oh,
Trans men. There's some trans men who can. And again, I think it's okay
Lord.
to ask interesting questions. I think it's okay to have intellectual debates. But I don't think that we ever want to enter a space where we deny the humanity. And I'm not saying you are, but to deny the humanity or the experiences of other people.
Like I said, I was totally okay with trans until it became a demand. What you are denying is my ability to be an intelligent human being, right? You're denying my ability to talk about science and biology in a meaningful way. You are now making your existence is actually infringing on mine, okay?
How so?
And because when you make it a requirement now that I have to pretend that men can give birth and men can menstruate and there needs to be tampons as the ACLU is fighting for in male restrooms, and that if I don't see the reason, the importance of that, then I'm a bigot. I'm someone that doesn't accept. No.
But
I
those same
accept you if you want to run around and you want to wear a dress and you want to call yourself Tiffany and you want to put
But
a
you won't call
pillow
me
in
Tiffany.
if you want, I don't need to know your name. It doesn't mean anything to me. If you want to call, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't believe your name is Tiffany. You know, if a person comes up to me and they're in a dress and a skirt and they say my name's Tiffany, okay, cool, Tiffany, cool, right? But when it becomes Candace is a bigot because she won't acknowledge that, you know, Tiffany the man got her period and can have a baby, I'm not playing that game. I will never.
So tomorrow,
back
I'll come
down.
on your show tomorrow, and I have decided that, or a year from now, suddenly I have reimagined my identity, and I have recognized and affirmed my identity as a trans woman, and I know.
What the hell is that? I have decided. I have reimagined my identity. What's that, man? How confused do we want people to be? This is ridiculous, bro. This is absolutely ridiculous.
No longer want to identify as Mark. I want to identify, as use your example, as Tiffany.
I wanna.
You wouldn't be like, this book says Mark, you're Mark. You'd call me Tiffany.
I'd call you Tiffany, but I'm not going to call you she and her because that has real meaning, and I'm not going to play the
What's
game.
compromised by that is what I'm trying to understand.
My reality. You're now saying you've transformed your reality, and now I have to pretend that words have no meanings, and they do have meanings, right? So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to call you, hi, Tiff. How you doing, Tiff? Did you have a good day, Tiff? Great, Tiff. I'm not going to then say she. I'm not doing that. And if people cannot, if people the
But you won't
demand,
misgender me either.
what? I'll just call you Tiffany.
But and if they say where'd Tiffany
And I
go, you're not
don't-
gonna be like he just left. You'll say she just left.
I'll probably slip up once or twice. But
I'm not talking about
Tiffany
mistakes,
just
but I'm saying
left.
you wouldn't intentionally misgender me.
No, I wouldn't intentionally misgender you, but I don't want Tiffany in my bathroom. I don't want Tiffany
But
in
you also
my
don't want
spaces.
tampons in the other bathroom. That's
Right?
what I don't get.
No, I don't care. I don't care. I think it's stupid. I think it's foolish. I think it's dumb. But if that's really where guys want to go, do it. I don't care. It's not my business. It doesn't impact me. I don't have to go in the bathroom. But I don't want Tiffany in my bathroom.
And you okay? Are you okay with gender neutral bathrooms?
That's how most bathrooms are. That's all. Go on the plane. They're all gender neutral.
No, I got you. But
Yeah,
I'm saying
bathroom, fine.
But
Cool.
I'm saying designating a specific one like in public spaces, like restaurants.
Yeah, I
or-
hate that they say gender neutral because usually they just say bathroom. Like they don't need to say gender neutral. It just says bathroom, and we all understood that. That just seems to be an extra step of virtue signaling to say gender neutral. You just put bathroom. Everyone knows what that means. It
No,
means
but a lot of times in places like, for example, in our university, we have male bathrooms, we have female bathrooms, and
Yeah.
then we have gender neutral bathrooms.
you can just put bathroom. Everyone knows what it means. You put WC, everyone knows what it means. It means anybody can go here. That's always been that way since the beginning of time. And then suddenly the trans lobby wanted to say gender neutral, and suddenly we had to put gender neutral.
That's
and I
so
was like,
fascinating because I find it actually be the right in this case, and I'm not.
planes. Do they say gender neutral? Or they
I'm
just
with you.
bathroom.
I'm with you. I mean, grandmom's house.
Bruh. Believing what you believe, saying what you say, and at the same time representing Harriet Tubman is shameful. It's shameful. Was Harriet Tubman part of the LGBTQ community? I heard she was. Does that mean that she gonna call a man who has reimagined himself as a woman her or she? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But we make up names all the time, and we call people different names because a name is made up from the beginning. It's not something that God has given us. God didn't give us the name Tiffany or Tommy and Billy and Barbara. Didn't give that, but He did give us our biological makeup. So anything that we say after that would be a lie, regardless if it would be our own decision to lie about what we see and what we know. So saying all this other stuff about social construct and all this, it's BS, man. It's just BS. It's just there's some petty little supportive measures to back up idiocracies, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, right? I mean, no one called it gender. I'm with you,
Yeah.
but I often find that it's the anti-trans community that's like, oh my God, the gender neutral bathroom.
Because it's the
God made bathroom for man, bathroom for woman. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, they've always been just bathrooms. Usually at small places, just bathrooms. It's fine, but like I can't stand the preamble to the Constitution. Any person can go here. We don't care whether you. Just
But
shut up.
I think
just put
that's
bathroom.
a good thing. I think
No,
that's
it's just
about
annoying. It's just the constant virtue signaling. Just shut up. Just put bathroom.
It's about affirming people's identity.
You don't need your identity affirmed on a bathroom sign. If you need
You
that,
do if you've been denied access.
it just says
That's
bathroom.
privilege.
It's not privilege.
It's not privilege, bro. And clearly, do you have any kids? Do you have any kids? Because if a man reimagined himself as a woman and you sent your daughter into the bathroom at a restaurant and there's a man standing up taking come on, bro. Come on. Are you kidding me? You wouldn't have an issue with that? A grown man in the same bathroom with your daughter, you wouldn't have an issue with that. All because they reimagined themselves? Come on, man.
Cisgender privilege. It really is.
Oh my God,
It is.
stop with these made up terms. Cisgender privilege. It's just a bathroom.
All words are made up.
I
What
mean,
are we talking
it's
about?
just
It's
a bathroom.
necessary word.
It's like, and
No,
this
but what
is
I'm saying is, if you've been,
not.
again, if you've been constantly denied access to something, affirming that you can come here matters because there's a long history of trans people.
just right bathroom.
Right, and I'm saying, just right bathroom historically has still excluded people who are visibly gender nonconforming. If you go throughout history, you know how many people are kicked out of restaurants and not even allowed to sit in the restaurant, much less use the bathroom because their gender doesn't seem to line up with what society's expectations. And so saying you can come here too is a sign of saying we welcome you. It's just like when you see like an ally sign or a rainbow flag on a restaurant. It's not saying that anyone who doesn't have one means gay people can't come in, but the point is because places have been so hostile, affirming that you can come in
Nothing
matters.
annoys me more than that crap.
It's pointless. Even those are pointless. Putting a rainbow flag in your window saying you're welcome here. That's dumb. It's stupid. You know what? When I go to a restaurant next time, I'm not going unless they have a black man sign, a black man flag in there saying black men are welcome here. because there was a time where black men wasn't welcome, black people wasn't welcome. I need to go to a restaurant that tells me through the window with a black flag that says, you can come here. You know what? And I will feel amazing. I will feel comfortable going there and eating at your restaurant. Until I see that, I'm going to starve myself, and I'm going to starve myself and die, and it's going to be on the hands of you all. It's dumb.
I mean, I tell you, nothing annoys me more than seeing that crap everywhere all the time. It's just, you got to have the Black Lives Matter flag, the LGBT flag, the this sign. It's like, dude, since when are people not allowed to just buy furniture? I don't need you to have 18 different signs. Like, I just want to walk into the furniture store. It's not
Because
everything.
people aren't welcome.
Not
Would you be okay if they're American flag? Would you be mad at an American flag?
Can you help me? When were gay people in America not allowed to buy furniture?
Thank you. Thank you. That's a great question. And watch he make up some BS to cake it all together. Like, well, they've been discriminated against in many other places. And come on, bro.
You're gonna have to help me out with that.
It's not specific to furniture, but gay people.
No, I'm saying like it's every store now. It's every store. They
Right,
have to put a flag.
There's a historical narrative.
When were gay people not allowed to go into McDonald's?
As long as there have been McDonald's. And public, and this isn't specific to McDonald's. I'm saying that in terms of public accommodations, people who identify as gender nonconforming, we can talk about gay, lesbian, bisexual. But I'm talking specifically right now about trans folk. Yes, they're often denied access to public spaces like restaurants, like furniture stores, like hospitals, etc. And part of the reason, and again, there's plenty of that on this, is that when they're in public space, they're often criminalized. They're often seen as sex workers. They're often seen as doing something illicit, even if they're just walking down the street. So the reason you see an overrepresentation of trans women, for example, being stopped and searched and frisked or apprehended or questioned, even when they've done nothing, or presumed to be doing sex work just because they're on a corner, like literally they could be crossing the street, is because there's an expectation of who and what they are, a social construct. And so, yes, to say, look, you can come here, we want you here, we won't be judged here, this is a safe haven here, is entirely reasonable. If I had a university, to use your argument earlier, and I think it's okay for a university on the website to say, hey, we value diversity of opinion. We want conservatives too, right? Now you might say, well, why do I need to say that? Conservatives should be allowed anywhere. But you would say universities are hostile spaces to conservatives. So if I wanted to signal to conservatives that they were welcome here too, I would have to go above and beyond to say that, because they're typically not. And so I would, by your argument, and so I'm saying similarly, if a place is denying access historically, a country, to queer folk or to trans folk, then I'm saying, yeah, we got to do something extra to say that.
Maybe we should come up with a flag for conservative people. I
think
that.
It's red, white, and blue. It has like 50 stars.
Oh, just America. That's it. We'll
Wow.
take it. Everyone start putting American flags so we know that it's
Or
safe
maybe,
for conservatives
maybe it's the
to go
Confederate
in.
one. Maybe it's the Confederate one. I don't know.
I mean, whatever.
Because America only represents conservatives, and that's the part right there. That's that part right there. I think it's complete BS, because I've heard that before. Like if you go somewhere around a bunch of liberals or Democrats and you just say America, that's like, what you say about my mama? What you just now say about my mama? They ready to fight. You say America. All you said was America, and they are ready to throw down, bruh. At any event, what y'all think about that? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Hopefully inside the Patreon as well, y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all.